Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about 5 things that men want women to know about men before they start dating them. These are things that unfortunately women in general do not think about. So if you're a man watching this, please share it with the women in your lives and leave a comment. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything. All right guys, let's get right to it. Number 1, if he wanted to, he would is not true. This is a phrase that unfortunately is tossed around a lot between women because they have this idea that men are like this stoic creature that can just do whatever he wants. And so then you can pretty much read that whatever he does is what he wants. And so if he's not doing the things that demonstrate that he wants you, the phrase is used as a way to prove or to convince one's self that he's just not into her. So in that way, if he's just not that into her, she feels okay with sort of moving on to the next one. But the fact is that man, he might be sick, he might be stressed, he might be embarrassed, he may not have the money that he wants available to do whatever it is that he wants to be able to do with you. He wants to put his best face forward. And the other big part here is that, especially if this is just when you have just started to talk, that man is going to have a lot of priorities in his life that he really needs to put before you, being a stranger that he's talked to for 2 days or 3 days or 7 days, or even if it's 2 weeks, even if it's 3 weeks. Look, you need to come after his grandma. You need to come after his mom. Like, there are priorities, especially his job, right? Like, there's things that will continue to be his number one priority before you. And you can't be insulted, or you can't feel like that's just not good enough. You can't expect that man to put you on a pedestal. That's not healthy anyways. And honestly, I think that this is where a lot of women, they get themselves into trouble and they get themselves involved with a man that is not genuine, right? And it's a man that has just kind of like faked it and put this false face forward, and she falls for it. But he can only do that for a week or so. Like, that takes a lot of energy and it cannot be continued forever. And that's when things change, and then she gets hurt. So the bottom line is that you need to be able to accept that you're not going to be the priority very early on. Okay, number 2, the thing that men want women to know is that he feels a lot of pressure in taking the lead on things, because this is the expectation, right? Like, men have to take the lead when it comes to the early dating stages. He has to plan the date. He has to put in the effort to continue a conversation with you. He has to start the conversation with you. He has to continue it on a daily basis. He has to pick you up. He has to pay for the dinner, like all of it, right? So what does he get in return? Because these little hints of infatuation, or the little hints that, yeah, you kind of also maybe like him, they won't help him continue to take those huge leaps and jumps and risks, because he also fears rejection. He does. So if he really likes you, you will make him feel euphoric if you give him very clear and concise words, and you actually tell him that you like him, or even just tell him that you're thinking of him. Like, you could just shoot him a text a day after your date and tell him that you're thinking of him. And the man will be like swinging his legs happy, right? He'll be like the little kid in the chair where his feet's not touching the ground and he's like swinging his legs. All right, number 3, another thing that men want women to know is that the things that you do, women, to try to get him to chase you actually hurts him. So, for example, trying to make him jealous by talking about other men or talking to other men, ignoring his text messages, having a really long reply rate, you not giving effort in continuing a conversation, giving him unclear answers on if you do or don't want to go out on another date, canceling a date. Look, this man, he may say like no problem or it's all good, but it actually hurts a little bit. And this is even in the case of you having a really valid excuse, right? Like, if you have to cancel a date because I don't know, because you have kids and your kid gets sick and it's like you're being completely honest and it's a one-time thing, it's the first time thing. Like he will totally respect it, but he does feel hurt, like he does feel like that's just a big downer, because he was looking forward to that date with you. And so it does hurt a little bit, even though he's like, no problem, it's all good. Like that man definitely will not put it on you. He's not going to make you feel bad for him feeling bad. Like he will hold that in. Number 4, another thing that men want women to know is that he is sick of dating. Even the thought of trying to date again is not fun because he hates the drama, the unknown, the amount of effort and energy that he has to put forth while knowing that he can't really expect much in return. It's exhausting. What that man really wants the most is peace, right? And we're talking about peace, whether it's within a relationship or not within a relationship. Like men seek peace. And I think that's a huge reason why so many men have decided that they're not trying to date anymore, because they value that peace so much that it will come before having a partner, before having that relationship, unfortunately. So some of these men, maybe they've just taken a break, and hopefully that's more of what it is, and that they'll have a chance then in re-entering the dating world and finding the right person that does not bring all of that drama and all of that unknown and stress. Like hopefully they can find that healthy partner. So like if you can be that person, when you're seeking your person in the dating world, as a woman, you're going to be very unique if you can make men feel at peace. And you're very easily, like, you're going to have a lot of men to pick from because they will definitely stick around. They will be attracted to you. They will be like magnets to you, okay? So believe me, this is like number 1 on the top list for what men want is peace. So if you can just understand that he is sick of dating just like you are, like you guys should just be each other's peace, right? Like if you find somebody that you're both attracted to each other, you both have chemistry, you kind of figured out that you're compatible by some of the things that you've talked about, like just relax and have fun. Like don't be like 98% of people in the dating pool right now. Stop it with the expectations, let loose a little bit, and you will figure out that binds you, that really connects you. All right, lastly, I had to leave a fun one for last, guys. Number 5, the thing that men also want women to know is that if he wants to continue to go out with you after he's met you in person, he wants to take you on dates, that man thinks you're hot. So stop being insecure about your looks and thinking that you're not. Like, that man thinks you're hot. He wants you in his bed. But look, he's very much willing to wait. The only time he may seem to lose patience is when there's just no sign of that happening in the future. Like you've essentially friend zoned him. And in this case, guys, you can't blame him. The man wants a partner and he wants it to be an intimate partner. So all you really need to do is like just never feel the pressure to go there that quickly, right? But you should give him some signs, that there's like chemistry developing. But as long as you give him those signs, like that man's gonna wait. Like he's attracted to you, he thinks you're hot, he's going to wait. And as long as he's liking the personality. Of course, that's a huge thing too, as you go and you continue on dating and getting to know each other. That's it, guys. As always, leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and I will see you next week.